Welcome to Not a Roofers podcast, where we discuss roofing
without all the jargon. I'm Brianna.
And I'm Charity.
And this is today's episode.
Hello, and welcome back to Not a Roofers podcast.
Today, we are finally going to talk about maintenance.
I mean, we preach about it enough. It's about time.
It's been mentioned in so many of our episodes, and we thought it was about time that we addressed what maintenance is, why it's important, and why our company just believes in maintenance so much. So we're going to start with the definition of maintenance. It is a noun, and I absolutely hated this definition. And Charity will realize this in this.
We can make up our own at the end.
Well, Charity will realize in a second why. The definition of maintenance, it's a noun, and it is the act of maintaining.
I love that definition. What are you talking about?
I hate that definition. How are you supposed to know what maintenance is if it uses a form of maintenance in the definition? I just So I went further and I looked up the definition of maintaining to make up for the fact. And maintaining is a verb, and it is to keep in an appropriate condition, operation, or force. So that helped a little bit more with my view
So the
of
reason
maintenance.
the definition is put that way is because maintain is the original form of the word, and then they made it into maintenance.
I know.
So technically that definition is correct. Can't get upset for the English language.
I can, though, and I get upset at it all the time. As an English major, I think one of the things that I realize is that you are like always upset at the English language. Let's just let's just for a moment take my name, for example. My name's Brianna. It is spelled Breianna. Anybody who knows about English knows that I before E except after C. And that is not my name because...
There's a whole list of other words.
And a whole, weird and whatever else. But, my name alone is just an abomination in the English language, and that will forever and always be a part of me. Thank you, Mom and Dad, for naming me that, and, always making me realize that my name doesn't fit within English. Anyway, so...
Maintenance. We preach on this so much. It's so important.
We preach on this almost as much as we preach on the 5-point inspection, to be honest. If we're not talking about the 5-point inspection, we're probably talking about maintenance. If we're not talking about maintenance, we're talking about restoration, which we will get to in an episode eventually.
So maintenance is so important. You do maintenance on your car. You do maintenance on your lawn. You do maintenance on your teeth. You don't call it maintenance, you call it a dentist appointment, but you do maintenance. You go to the doctor for physicals, which is maintenance for your body.
If you are into going to the gym and you are trying to maintain your weight, that is maintenance. That is body maintenance.
So you take all of these things and you do maintenance to them. But you don't think about doing maintenance to your house. However, there are so many reasons why you need to do maintenance on your roof. Brianna, what is one of these reasons?
So maintenance is a all-over checkup on your roof. So I like to believe that knowledge is power, and maintenance gives you that power to know in the future. It's no different than when you go to the doctor, they ask you the history of your health and your family's health so that they can give you things that you can look for. So for example, I know one of the health histories for myself is that skin cancer is common in the family. And I have pale skin, blonde hair, blue eye. I am the epitome of someone who will get skin cancer. But because I know that, I can take the precautions to make sure that I'm being as safe as possible when I'm out in the sun. The same thing goes for your roof. If you have maintenance done, you get to see the history of your roof every year, or if you get it bi-yearly, it's a way to take note of this part is going to need help in the future. Let's watch it. Let's make sure that it's getting the repairs that it needs so that in the future it doesn't become the big problem that it will if it continues as is.
It also saves you money because if you do maintenance at different points in the roof's life, okay, we're going to bring this up, and I haven't gotten the inspection done yet, so I don't know what it looks like. The roof of my house that I just bought is 10 years old. That roof has never had maintenance done on it. So when I have the house inspected in a few days, I expect to find one or two issues with that roof because maintenance has never been done on it. However, if I get maintenance done on that roof every year, it will help me determine what needs to happen, and I'm not going to get all these huge issues. So it's going to save me money.
Yeah, and I mean, I have a real life example from a building that Roof Medics has been on for the last couple years. It's a real retail business in the Fox Valley area, and we actually went up a couple weeks ago, the owner and I, to do a video on maintenance that is up on YouTube. I can link that below if you want to see it. But ultimately, as we were recording this video, the roof we were on was coming to its 32nd year of being on that building. And I don't remember what kind of roof it was, what material, but the roof's lifespan was supposed to only last for 20 years. And it is going on 32 years because of the fact that that building owner found Roof Medics and started a very aggressive maintenance schedule. And I think the statistics on it were this roof will eventually need to be re-roofed, and it was gonna cost like 30 some $1,000s, I believe. And they in the last 5 years have had such an aggressive maintenance schedule that they've only spent $5,000 on the roof, and they've extended its life by 12 years. That's a long time,
It's pretty impressive.
all because of maintenance. So, I mean, a 30 some $1,000 bill to re roof it, or spending a couple $1,000s throughout a 5, 6 year time frame. I mean, that's budget friendly if I've ever heard of a budget friendly thing.
It also prevents leaks because if you're up there, you can predict if or where a leak may happen before it happens because you can find the soft spots or the loose shingles or wind damage.
The flashing that wasn't put on properly or is coming up, or
All
anything.
things that end up with leaking, it is prevented because you have someone up there maintaining your roof for you.
Yeah. You can find out if you need more ventilation on your roof. Not having enough ventilation and ways for water to leave your roof is a big cause of leaks. And by having maintenance, you can have someone come up and be like, oh, hey, we need to add these in. They can get added in at one cost instead of having to be reactive in the future when water builds up, causes a leak, and then you have way more damage and a bigger cost. So, I mean, definitely, I don't know how else to, put the message out there about maintenance. We preach it a lot, a lot, a lot, a lot. Um, and it's one of those things that it is better for you, it is better for your budget, it's better for your roof to have maintenance, and we want you to have maintenance. We want you to understand why maintenance is important, but we can only go so far as giving you this information.
We can't force you to do the maintenance. We just would highly, highly, highly recommend it.
Highly recommend it. And you know what? You don't like, I'm going to put this disclaimer out there. We are not saying, and I don't want it to be out there that we are the only people who do maintenance and offer maintenance. Honestly, you can create a relationship with any contractor that you trust. If you already have a contractor that you've been working with, I highly recommend talking to them about maintenance. Of course, we offer maintenance and we would love to be a contractor that you can trust, but I'm not going to say we're the only company because we're not.
Well, and we don't know where all of our listeners are, so it's not like we can do maintenance in 48 of the states.
So if you are, in our listening area and you don't have a roofing contractor, we'd love to hear from you, but definitely not necessary. And again, This is just we want to inform you about what's out there that is not just re-roofing and not just being reactive when a problem happens. Um, there's a lot of stress with being reactive to problems and a lot less stress with being proactive. And that's what we're trying to teach people when it comes to roofing. I know I've said it, maybe not on the podcast before, but I am a 20-something-year-old who doesn't own her own house and has no reason to care about roofing, to be honest, besides the fact that I work for a roofing company. And just the more that I learn about maintenance and 5-point inspections and restoration and just all the ways that businesses and even homeowners can be on top of their budgets when it comes to their roof, the more I'm like, oh, like everyone needs to hear this. And that's definitely where the idea for this podcast and the Roof Medics blog and even all the social media accounts we have, trying to get that message out of, hey, we want to help you, but we can only help you if you let us. Got on a little soapbox there, but it's fine. So our definition of maintenance. Maintenance is a proactive solution.
Preventative measure. I like preventative measure better.
Okay, it's a preventative measure that can be taken annually or biannually to
extend the life of your roof and the cost of
to create a historical timeline of your roof and its repairs and needs.
I feel like saying it that way only looks at the past and not the future.
No, because I said it's needs.
It's historical past and needs.
Okay. So
try that again.
Maintenance is a preventative tool that happens annually or biannually to document a roof and create a repair plan for the future.
There we go. That's better.
Okay.
All right. Thank you for joining us.
And we will see you next time. I know that our little outro will be playing here in a second, but I do just want to say, if you have come up with your own definitions, we would love to hear from you on what you think they should be. Also, follow us on our social media, as well as send us anything that you want to learn about your roof. We always are looking for more ideas and would love to hear from you. But until then, we will see you next time. That brings us to the end of today's episode. If you've been loving what you're hearing, make sure to press the subscribe button so you get notified anytime we post a new episode. Episodes come out on Monday and Fridays. Please feel free to share this podcast with a friend. We'd love everybody to be able to join us and learn more about the roofing industry as we go along on this journey. If you don't already, follow us on Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, and YouTube. I will put all of our information down in the show notes below. Feel free to contact us with any questions or any roofing ideas that you would love for us to talk about. I hope you have a great day, and we will see you next time.